Hello, in this lesson we are going to cover the difference between Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. You may know there are two sets of Ethereums, or you might not. And if you didn't, you do now, and you'll be learning why there are. So let's just talk about some history. There was a really infamous hack known as, so there was this really infamous hack called the DAO hack, and DAO stands for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. I'll actually cover that in a separate lesson, so feel free to check that out as well. But after DAOs were implemented, a hack occurred called the DAO hack, and this hack resulted in 50 million funds were accessed by the hack. So 50 million funds were accessed as a result of this hack. So 50 million funds got accessed as a result. And what happened was the community, the awesome community of Ethereum, Ethereum, I was talking about Bitcoin then. The awesome community of Ethereum came together and decided to undo the hack using a hard fork. If you're unaware of what a hard fork is, I've got a separate video covering the difference between a hard fork and a soft fork, so go check that out. Some really cool topics covered in there. And certain members oppose this. Certain members oppose this for two main reasons. First, they believed it went against the ethos of not only Ethereum but also cryptocurrencies in general. And so people didn't believe it was in the same philosophy of what cryptocurrencies are, and that's essentially the concept of an immutable open ledger that can never be changed. And obviously, if they're essentially undoing it, obviously it's being changed by quite a bit. Good or bad, or if the intentions are good or bad, it basically goes against this ethos. And certain members, like I said, opposed it. Most of the members actually moved to a new Ethereum chain. Most users moved to the new Ethereum chain, whilst some users stayed on the old chain, which is now referred to as, can you guess it? Ethereum Classic. So we have Ethereum, which is what most of the users use, and then we have Ethereum Classic, which is the initial chain. So most users switched, some users remained. Both chains have sorry about that, have their own set of developers. So it's not managed by the same team or the same group of teams. They do have their own developers because they have certain mindsets. They have different ideas of what they want each chain to be. Most of the developers moved to the new chain, which is referred to as just Ethereum. So when you talk about Ethereum, most likely you're talking about the new chain and not the old classic chain. Actually, it depends on when you're watching this video. Maybe in 4 years' time, if you're still watching this video, things might have changed and Ethereum Classic might be the dominant platform. Or it might be some other Ethereum chain. And when you say Ethereum, you might not even be referring to these two current chains. So who can tell? We'll see in the future. So most developers and users, moved to the new Ethereum chain. And in terms of functionality wise, they are both pretty similar. So they are both pretty similar in terms of functionality. So that's essentially an overview of Ethereum versus Ethereum Classic. One last thing I will actually cover is the price. So as of October 2017, to be exactly 27th of October when I'm recording this video, Ethereum is worth, or the market cap of Ethereum is $30 billion, and it is worth $300 per Ethereum coin. And Ethereum Classic is worth just a measly $1 billion, and this costs $10 per coin. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Feel free to go over the video again and have a look at the different aspects of Ethereum Classic and Ethereum. And as usual, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next lesson.